dear followers. This is Burundi National Television. Welcome to the English News Edition headlines. The head of state, Evariste Ndayishimiye, urged new readers to lead by example and to guide the population in order to achieve the government's vision. This was stated this Friday during the official inauguration of the governor of Bulunga Province and the administrator of Makamba Commune. In this news edition, we will also take a look at some development achievements by the ruling CNDD party, especially in the fields of sports and justice. Welcome, dear viewers. This will headline now details. Official inauguration this Friday of the governor of Bulunga Province and the administrator of Makamba Commune by the President of the Republic of Burundi, Evariste Ndayishimiye. The head of state urged these new readers to lead by example and to guide the population in order to achieve the government's vision of an emerging and developed country, emphasizing that they already have all the necessary tools to govern efficiently. And Burundi Prime Minister Nestor Ntahontuye announced that the government planned to offer incentive benefits to investors who aim to invest in agriculture and livestock. These incentives include the allocation of several hectares of land and financing interest on bank loans invested in the agro-pastoral sector. Among others, this was declared on this Friday in Gitega during an information meeting on the government's strategy to boost the development of the agro-pastoral sector. And as I informed you in headlines, let's talk about the achievements of the CNDD party after 20 years in power. Shifting to judicial system, numerous reforms have been undertaken to strengthen the judicial power, notably the creation of the Council of Hill Mediators. Gordier Gatogato.
Ndarahiye ko nazotirigana ku masezerano y'ubumwe bw'abarundi.
Starting in 2010, the government led by the CNDD-FDD adopted a policy of presidential pardon for prisoners convicted of minor offenses. This measure applies, among others, to prisoners sentenced to less than 5 years, pregnant or breastfeeding women, detainees over 60 years, and minors under 18. However, individuals convicted of serious crimes such as genocide, human rights violations, sexual abuse, or threats to national security are not eligible for this pardon. This release operation is generally carried out
Come back to this news, and as the CNDD party is celebrating its 20 years in power, we look also back at the major achievements accomplished by this government in the field of sports. Jivan Ndayishimiye.
These women from the communes of Matongo, Ngozi and Kayanza in Butanyerera province affirm that since the CNDD-FDD's victory in the 2005 elections, they have fully regained their rightful place in society. They say that they can now run for elections, be elected, and hold positions of responsibility. They also testify that, unlike in the past, they are now listened to and welcomed with respect wherever they speak. These women thank the CNDD-FDD party for encouraging them to engage in income-generating activities and join cooperatives. According to them, it has become common to have at least 10,000 Burundian francs in their pockets, a sign of their growing autonomy. One woman from Ngozi shared that she planted 200 avocado trees inspired by the CNDD-FDD's guidance, encouraging everyone to participate in personal and community development. These testimonies were collected on the eve of the celebration of 20 years of CNDD-FDD in power in Burundi.
These were women from Butanyerera province. And now let's come back to the 20 years in power of the CNDD-FDD party achievements in the sector of sports. Recent.
Since 2005, sports sector in Burundi saw many changes. Football academies such as Messager FC were established in Bujumbura, Ngozi and Rumonge by the late President Pierre Nkurunziza, the first president from CNDD-FDD and a graduate of the Physical Education and Sports Institute of the University of Burundi. Provinces such as Makamba, Chibitoke, Ruyigi and Muramvya also established football clubs, namely Aigle Noir for Makamba, funded by the Vedie Kuriyo, the governor of Makamba and now Secretary General of CNDD-FDD, Bumamuru, managed by natives of Chibitoke, Frambo d'Oreste for Ruyigi and the Royal FC for Muramvya. Alongside these academies, stadiums sprang up like mushrooms across the country, from north to south, east to west, including the central region. Particularly emphasis has been placed on the Intwari Stadium in Bujumbura, now certified by FIFA, the International Federation of Association Football, and the CAF, the African Football Confederation. The result of these academies and the stadiums was precisely Burundi's historic qualification for the final phase of the African Cup of Nations CAN in 2019.
Big up Mr. Cedric! Omari pale wanasema mambo mazuri kabisa. Mr. Cedric kupewa majimaji safi na mchezaji Abdulrazak Fiston dakika ya 60 ya 75. Twode akanyamuneza ni kenshi cyane, si kuri Stade Prince uri gusa, ni mu Burundi bwose ndavyibaza.
Another sport that has been professionalized is basketball. Burundian businessmen have invested in basketball, notably recruiting foreign players, especially for Urunani, Dinamo, Remesha and Ipos. Consequently, for the first time, Burundi, through the Dinamo Club, participated brilliantly in the African Basketball League BAL in South Africa, although the green and white team had to return to Bujumbura before competition ended because Burundi refused Dinamo to wear jerseys featuring the Visit Rwanda logo. Volleyball has also made remarkable progress. Burundi has already hosted 3 editions of the International Beach Volleyball Competition, which with about 20 nations participating in each edition. In athletics, the last 20 years have been crowned by the success of Francine Nyonsaba, who has won a series of Diamond League in the USA, Europe and Australia. This native of Ruyigi was appointed ambassador in April 2022. In tennis, the sport has been marked by Sada Nahimana, the first Burundian woman to participate in major international tournaments following her qualification for the US Open in 2017. In 2025, she won back-to-back stages of the ITF circuit held in Bujumbura. In judo, several medals have returned to Bujumbura following international competitions, and several referees have been certified as international referees.
Thank you, Mr. Jivanda Ishimia, for your report. Now, let's end this news on a disaster page now. At this time, it is noticeable that the water levels of Lake Tanganyika are receding. In the Kibenga Lake neighborhood, where floods had occurred, the water is also decreasing, and some of the residents who had fled are returning now. Take a listen.
At the time when water levels in Lake Tanganyika rose, causing floods in certain areas near the lake, including homes in the Tanganyika Lake neighborhood, we have now observed that the water levels have receded. Due to this rise in water levels, some residents were displaced, and there is still water present in some of their plots and along the streets crossing this neighborhood. However, some homeowners have already returned to their houses. During our visit to the Kibenga Lake neighborhood, we noticed that some people have resumed income-generating activities, while others have come back to begin rehabilitating their homes.
Thank you, dear viewers, for your keen attention. This is the end of our English News Edition. Keep watching our program. Bye-bye.